loose the fateful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, watchfires of 100 circling camps, they have builded him an altar in the evening dews and damps. I can read his righteous sentence in the dim and flaring lamps. His day is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. In the beauty of the lilies, Christ was born across the sea, with our glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. As he died to make men holy, let us die to make men free, while God is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching
Love it. Love it. Okay. Okay. Let's get in here. Let's cut this music out. Hello, everyone. Well, we got one visitor here. I'll put this back up over here. Maybe try to cut out that bright light. Oh, I lost the thumbtack on the floor. That's gonna I'm gonna pay for that someday. Let's hope that's on camera. So I gotta find another thumbtack. And jeez, Murphy. You have any thumbtacks? Well, that start didn't go too well. The inspirational army song, thanks to YouTube. Put this here like this. Put this here like this. I hope I didn't lose you, the one guy who was here, or girl. Say hello if you're here. Thumbtack there. Ah. This light, I'm gonna turn this bugger down. I'll move this light over to the other side. We'll just wait till we get a couple of more people in here. Please chat up your name. Tell us who you are. Maybe where you're from if you're not a known quantity, as they say. Okay, that side's all lit up. We'll turn this one down just a wee bit. We'll get rid of this. See which one does it. I think that's the one that's going to work for us. Yeah. I think I might have to switch my lights around here a little bit. Hey, Harry. So I want to get, I hope you're, give me the heads up if it's okay to wait another 5 minutes. I want to get the people in here. I'm a little late. I said I'd be here around 8 or 9. And I figured 9 o'clock might be a great starting time. I'm just starting up. I'm getting my scenery products out, and we're going to work on the diorama scenery stuff. And actually, in our next episode, the next live stream chat, I got a request for doing signs. So I imagine that will probably happen tomorrow night, possibly. I think I'm going to try to make a normal video during the day, and we'll maybe skip the morning chat stream, and that will open up some time for me to actually make a video. I know I was supposed to make a video of something. I have a bunch of footage on the hard drive, except, you know, I've done Sunday, Monday morning, Monday night, Tuesday morning. Now this is the 5th live stream in 3 days. So I've kind of rammed myself short. Digger Evans, I think I seen your name before. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to put on another one of these YouTube songs. It is... I like the Marine Band, so we're going to... This one's about 4 minutes long. And after that's done, we'll get right into the live stream. I guess we'll start at around 8:30. Well, 8:30 my time, because there's a little bit of lag. now that's done, let's get rid of this. You're gone. He gone. Good evening. Thank you to Harry Deal and Digger Evans if you're still here. It looks like there's 2 people here. Hopefully we're going to have more people come in. If you're the helpful type of people, maybe send out the link somewhere to your, maybe you do forums. If you do a forum, that's a very interesting thing because I don't do forums. And if you post this link in a forum, you'll reach people that I've never reached before.
Do you have masking tape?
Painter's tape.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh, I see it right here.
Okay, good. That stuff's kind of cut up, but it's okay.
I think it'll be okay.
I got a bigger roll here, but that's mine.
Oh, yeah. You know what, I will. Because it's to put his name on a few things, so I'll just...
You're gonna get on. You know, the biggest trick for getting the old lady out of the room is to tell her she's gonna get on camera. You ain't never seen the woman run.
Camera just now. Are you doing that right now?
Of course I am. I just tell them 2 or 3 times, they still think it's make-believe. It is make-believe. Come on! Come on! Okay, so we've got this diorama here. It's pretty fancy. We're going to get it out of the way for a second because we're going to talk about scenery materials. And we're not going to be really using the traditional scenery materials. I've got the traditional scenery materials. I've carted this case from Ontario all the way down to Florida. I've gone through 2 6-packs of this flock and turf stuff. This is my homemade silt dirt. We talked about that sometime in the last couple of days. But in this bucket here, I've got, as you can see, I've got a collection of this stuff, but I really don't like to use it all that much. And there's a simple reason for that. I'll leave that one out because I like it. The reason is because, you know, like I said the other day about the mosaic blend in the willow tree, I'm using that because I want to confuse a little pebble in your mind. This is the way I think I put it. But the thing is that you want to have a variation in colors and textures so that the mind just doesn't sit there and say, wow, that's a real nice pair of velour pants. Yeah. You know, straight velvet or something like that. What are those quarter? Well, I don't know. I'm losing the funny. Maybe we should get to the products because I'm not that funny at all. We're going to be using this silt here. So put that to the side. I might use a little bit of this flock and turf. I'm going to next month we're going to do, I'm going to get supplies for this. Don't hate me for it. I'm going to do a little ad. With my patron bucks, we're going to get some supplies to do some static grass. And I'm going to use this, which is called a flock box. in this flock box, it doesn't come with this plug. This is a 12-volt hobby plug. It comes with a battery pack. I found it on the floor. This is what it comes with. There's a battery pack that you put a 9-volt battery in it and plug it in, and it works great. The shocks that you get from the 9-volt battery are nothing like what you get in this one. Ask me how I know. This is a really nice unit. It comes from the UK. The company name is called Wargamer, I think, and it's for war pieces. You know that they've got the little fighters, and they've got the little bases and stuff like that. Well, this is a system where you can either have your silicone paper. I've got some silicone paper back there. I've been building up for this little demonstration next month for a while, and we're going to order the static grasses to make this stuff with this. But that's another segment at another time. But this is a really cool unit, and I'm going to show all the different options that you can use with it. Yeah, this is going to be a fun little time here. I should figure out which camera I'm looking at, because I'm not always on camera when I'm swinging this around. Like, what's this? It doesn't anywhere. I got to do it there or there. These are the things you've got to learn in these live streams. So chat them up, boys. We got 3 people. 3. We're moving on up to the east side. I finally got a piece of the pie. Okay. So, ever since, I think, September 2015... Yeah, I think it's almost been 2 years I've been using this guy's stuff. You can see the little label up in the corner here. Martin Welberg's scenery and stuff. This is a fixed lens camera, and I'm visually impaired. I don't know. I should probably hold it right around here. I don't know what I'm doing. We'll figure it out one day. So this is called Martin Welberg's Scenery and Stuff grass mats. And what they are a piece of tarpaulin. And they're 30-inch by, they're 30 centimeter by 22 centimeter, I believe. It only has 30 by 22 on the box, and he's from Holland. And I think they use centimeters. So, I got a big box of these samples a couple of years ago, and we pretty much scenicked the entire OBD district. We scenicked the entire Marksbury Cove module. We scenicked the entire engine terminal module. One day, this is going to be, I'll do a tour of all the layouts and stuff. It's going to be no problem, Harry. Thanks for stopping by. While I won't say it out loud because I might get you in trouble. So, what we got here are a sample. And, my supply's running short. I'm telling you, it's starting to run really short. But I wanted to start by comparing what you get. We were talking about this last night, and somebody said, well, it's a lot better than what you get from Walthers. Like this kind of product from Martin Welberg you can get from Scenic Express. It's called Scenery and Stuff. Look for it specifically, Scenery and Stuff by Martin Welberg, and it's an unbelievable deal. If you go to Walthers, though, and you want to get yourself a type of grass mat, it looks like this. And you know what? It's a lot different than what they had last time. But it's, if you really, I don't know if I'm doing it justice, but it looks uninspired. You know, it looks like your kid's got the mumps. You know, they're not perfectly spaced apart, but you know what? There's just too many of them, and it just sucks, really, in the end. A grass mat like this kind of entices you to use great big chunks of it, and that is the problem, in my opinion. These big grass mats, you know, the real thinking outside the box for these grass mats is to cut them up. And also to not use hunter green as your main color, because it is not a good color for model railroads. So here we go. We got these grass mats sheets. So I'm going to pull out a big chunk here. I know this one's a big chunk. Now, I recognize that these mats, the grass is probably about 6 feet tall. Wow. That must have been a screw up, right? No, wasn't. Because these mats, as you can see in this corner, I've cut the majority of the top off. And what you get there is all this grass that you've cut off. So it's gone from 6 foot tall to about 3 and 4 foot tall here. And then it's all in different sizes and stuff. So I keep it all separated here. I try not to crush it. Because once you crush it, it really ruins it. But I cut the pieces off of the mat. I used 2 different chunks. The stuff on the bottom is a great grass with lots of, like, when you yank it all off, you get colors of earth. So it's a realistic product. And the fact that you're doubling your coverage, because, like, I'm not taking these things that I've cut off and put them onto the parts that are short. I'm putting these pieces right into scenic dirt, and then putting these chunks around it and stuff. We're going to demonstrate that in a few minutes. But as you can see, I've got a whole bunch of this stuff. And we're going to be using that. So we've got some other stuff I want to look at here. More stuff that came from Martin Welberg. So let's get this in here. I like to keep these separated so that the big grass mats don't crush the plants that I cut off. So we'll got these put to the side. What I also have here is kind of like the thing that I'm going to do with the flock box next month. And that is to make these little tufts. But as you can see, the tufts are a realistic color. This one has an olive green base with a more blondish top to it. And it's a variant of color that you can actually see and actually use. And once you put this olive green down on your scenic dirt, it darkens a wee bit. So it really comes into its own when you put it down. And then, I don't want to drop this stuff because it's kind of expensive. Not that I paid for it. Did I say that out loud? I think I did. But, so, I'm going to drop some more. It's just dropping it all over the floor like I don't care. So, this one's a good one because it's smaller tufts. And we're going to intermingle these pieces with the tarpaulin pads. So this tarpaulin stuff, this grass mat stuff, never really think of it. Even if you've got a square area of, like, let's say 6-inch square, you know, put a little piece like this coming out of a corner, and then put some grass tufts around it, and then the dirt, you know, really make it look like some real scenery. Now here's another. Now this is this is one of those ones that came from Walther's. It was a sampler pack that I got from somewhere. Now look at the color on that thing. Like as if anybody is ever going to use it. So I've been trying to think about what color I'm going to paint it with my airbrush. But you know, some people have some real uninspired design choices in their when they make a product. I don't know what it is. So yeah, we've got a lot of what looks like junk in and around here, but we're gonna hunk it onto this diorama. I'm gonna pick up all the pieces I just dropped on the floor, because that seems to be a thing at this moment. So let's get this started. I'm gonna pick this stuff up before I step on it, because that'll ruin it all. There's you. Oops. I didn't do that. Okay. You. Okay. Let's pull you out again. So we come to the Spark. Oh, who we got here? We got a whole whack of people now. Hey, Sparky. Welcome to the show. We gotta do a hangout together sometime. Get everybody together and yak it up. Yeah, I'm still bald though. Sorry. Amtrak and Southern Pacific Rail fan, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Holy crap, Amtrak! You shouldn't be telling people that you're really gonna get that. I'm telling you, she'll stop doing it. That's all there is. That's all I gotta say, man. That's all I've got to say. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. So, one of the biggest problems I had coming up over the years was always gluing stuff. There was a point in time, no matter what I glued, the glue kind of pulled off and everything sucked. And you know, you'd do something and it just wouldn't work. If I tried to glue down this tarpaulin, the edges would curl up on me and all that stuff would happen. And then I figured out what I was doing wrong. And it wasn't the fact that I was using my own brain. It was the fact that when you glue something, you have to determine which piece has more pores than the other. And if both pieces have the same amount of pores, both are porous surfaces, you have to glue both sides. If you are gluing something that is solid, like this piece of tarpaulin over here, I'll show you over here, put the glue on the tarpaulin, and then you can depend on water pulling your glue into the porous surface, which will be the foam today. You're talking about the big blow from what's that train company? They're the new train company, aren't they? I don't know. Sparky got a turbine from them. what are they called? Scale trains? Is that where you getting it from, Amtrak? Is scale trains big blow? Is that what it is? You just heard my joke, didn't you? That's how long the lag is, I guess. Okay, so let's get into this. Otherwise, we'll never get anything done. So, since I've got the majority of all the stuff I have left is big, tall grasses and stuff like that, I think I'm going to use up a lot of it on this layout. So we're going to pull out a bunch of pieces here. Okay, so there's our big pieces. Put you there. I know we got some good stuff in here. We got some good, like some of the good stuff in here. Shh. So we're gonna cut off some mat off of this. Yeah. So let's get out our big scissors. You gotta have some nice big scissors. I got these at the dollar store for $3. Can't beat it. Like, you keep on talking about the big blow and the old lady going like that, right? Just listen to old Uncle Ron, I'm telling you. So, like I said, we have this big chunk of mat here, and I'm going to come through and I'm going to cut the tall stuff off. And as I'm doing it, I got tall part, like what I'm leaving behind on the tarpaulin is an uneven surface of grass, which is very realistic. It's part of the plan. Honest to goodness. Now, doing this with a small set of scissors sucks. And I did that on camera for the old Bay District 1. If you want to go back and see it with the little bitty pair of scissors, it sucks. You know, that's why people watch me, is because, you know, I make the mistake and I'm like, oh, I'll try not to do that again. I probably will do it. Okay, so as you can see, I cut that up. We'll leave that hanging, and then we're going to take our tarpaulin here, I hope Chris gets here from Ottawa. I tried to get a hold of Martin about finding out how to get this stuff in Canada for a bunch of people all at once. I'm still trying to get a hold of him for that. So we got this little mat where everything's been cut off, but some pieces are tall, some pieces are short. We've got this one, it's got the tarpaulin on it. These pieces that have no tarpaulin on it. So we're going to intermingle these parts, and where we want to have it transition to dirt, we'll use grass tufts like this. I'm going to get some of the light green out, some of the dead fall. We'll leave that. Well, we'll pull out this mucky sheet that I kind of screwed up with some matte medium. Got to use it up somewhere. Don't throw this stuff up. You know, use it somewhere, would you? I've seen people throw stuff out that would make your socks curl. I don't know if that statement is supposed to be said like that, but I just said it. Okay, so I'm going to use up this sheet because it is mucky, and I know I can fit it in somewhere. So let's think about how we're going to do this. So I was thinking last night that along the retaining wall here, 1 year left. 1 year left. Okay, anyways, I was going to make a little picket fence or a fence along the retaining wall we made out of embossed cardstock paper. This is the stuff that comes with the K&W Buttercoat kit. So this is something that you can build into your diorama if you buy this kit. So we're going to have a picket fence, and that means that I'm going to have a nice strip of mat along the retaining wall, and then going out to the road will intermingle with this with our fluff, as I'm going to call it from here on in. No, I'm going to change it. That was a What's lagging? Is the video lagging? How's that? Let me look at this. Okay, I've got it set up on my stream for optimized for less viewer buffering. So it should be set up good. However, the other night, Mel, the terrain tutor, was having great settings on his computer, and he was getting a really crappy load on his computer. So as long as the video is running fine, the lag between me to you, like there's probably 4 minutes or something like that, we will deal with that. So thanks for letting me know, Amtrak. I'm looking for, like, please tell me if the video's choppy, if it starts going I don't want to do that. I'll stop the video and we'll try it out later, or I'll reset the routers and try it again later. We want to have a good show. That stuff's not watchable, and I hate that when that happens. So let me look over here, make sure everything's fine. Yeah, I'm not dropping any frames at all out of OBS. So yeah, I can't really show you that. And I've got my settings fairly low, so we'll hope that this is going to work out. Sorry if it's a trouble for you. It's probably a CDN thing, content distribution node. So I'm going to take just about 1/4 of an inch strip, and the reason why I'm cutting off this strip like this is because I want to put wood posts down into the foam, and cutting through this tarpaulin isn't going to be easy. And if I did try to do it, I'd probably start pulling it up and stuff like that. So by separating this, by cutting a chunk off like this, you know, I can spread this stuff out. It's being frugal with the product itself. You know, you always got to be smart as to how you do this stuff, because if I didn't spread this stuff out, I would have been out of it over a year ago. So I guess that's why you watch me, is so we learn not, we waste not, want not, my friends. So we're going to put this piece here like this. We're going to turn you on a little bit more. Sorry about the shiny head spark. Yeah, that's going to work out. Okay, so I'm going to put that down there. What I want to do now is I want to put glue onto the tarpaulin. I'm going to turn this camera right at you. Hurry up. Yeah. Mother's Day's over. Over. So, you know, I don't like to waste the glue all that much, so I'm going to put my glue on right here, and we're going to start, we'll probably, oh yeah, it's falling on my pants now. You'll see what I'm going to do. So what happens if you get glue into the grass itself? Well, the thing about glue is, you know, you really can't wet it too much. I know saying that is probably going to bite me in the butt hardcore, but it's the truth. You can hit full strength glue with a lot of water and you won't have too much of a problem. There we go. Pull that chunk off. Get some glue on this. Could be asking me, why don't I put glue down on the foam and have it stick to the tarp? Because it is a philosophy thing that you have to follow. It's a rule of thumb. If we forget to do it in a certain period and your tarp gets wet before it hits the tarpaulin, the glue hits the tarpaulin, then we've got a problem for adherence. The other thing is you really don't want to get your grass wet until you really want it to be wet. A little spot in the middle, we'll probably put a little tuft like this. Orange. Cut a bit off the bottom. take this, just shove in between the foam and the retaining wall. Clearly there's a trick. That's what I pulled this one out for. Honest. I guess you will have to Google that, Sparker. Yeah. A minute. Oh, that's not too bad. I think last night it was 4 minutes it went up to. So now it's a little bit of a trick getting this to look right. We don't want it to sit in front of the retaining wall. Now that looks pretty good, I think. So now we haven't even added any water or scenic glue to this yet. So it's you know, you really don't need to use a lot of scenic glue. When you start using a lot of scenic glue, sometimes by adding water, the scenic glue rides up the grass. So it's not always a good thing. Sometimes you have to wash your grass down. I guess that joke's going to keep on going on. I got to watch the live video, otherwise I get lost. We got 6 people here. Please let us know where you are watching from. We are streaming to 5 different channels all at once. Daily Motion, Vaughn Live TV, YouTube, Just Another Scale Modeler, YouTube, my Ron Perry channel, and Twitch.tv, Just Another Scale Modeler. Please chime in if you're watching on any of those platforms. Let me know where you're from. Love to figure out where y'all from. Well, let's get this thing going all around the world. I know we've got Digger Evans here from the UK, Sparky from Cambridge, is it? I think it's Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. Amtrak, I suspect that you're from the South. Let us know where you're from, buddy. So let's move on. So I'm gonna put my fence on that side of the grass. So we're gonna leave that be. We're gonna move to doing this little section all the way up the little trail. Let's get some of these out. Cut the bottoms off again. We really don't want to have very big piles. Like this. And a little bit of glue in that hole. That was a nice little bush there. And start using this mucky stuff. Let's get this mucky stuff out of the way. We'll pull off a couple of pieces. Only looks mucky because it's on this mat together. Oh, that's a bit of a lie. Some of it looks really bad. But we're going to put it on the layout anyways. The trick isn't to avoid screwing up. The trick is to land on your feet. Or at least look like you did. Brush yourself off real quick. Know what I mean? Lancashire. That's in a Beatles song, isn't it? Anyways. Hey Amtrak, you know what? So, donating is, you can find out all the information down in the thing below. You can do it by PayPal if you want, but Patreon.com is the way to do it. You can just pick $1 maximum a month, or you do $1 a video, which I only do 4 videos, so it'd be $4. I have a patron supporter from Boston who's an artist, and he gives $25 a video. I'm not asking you to do that. I keep on asking him, come on man, aren't you giving too much? And he's like, I love your videos, man, I'll keep on doing it. I was like, yeah, I'll keep on doing them every night. So supporting the channel with the Patreon, it keeps these videos coming out. And we're getting some legit stuff. We're getting down to work. We're not talking about... I'm not going to get myself in trouble tonight. Try not to. I need somebody on speed dial to call me up. Hey, Ron. Ixnay on the mouth, eh? So the problem with this muck sheet is more than one thing. I've got a lot of glue on it. You can see this white spot here. But the problem really is that I used ultra matte medium on it, and that stuff turns white, man. It's like, what did you use that for? I learned a lesson on this sheet. I don't know what else to say about it. Okay, so we got those 2 pieces there. Now I'm going to take this piece that doesn't look like it should be used for anything, and we're going to try to fit it in this little area. I'm going to cut this chunk off like this. I'm going to cut these pieces separate because their shape doesn't work proper for me. And if I do this, it's going to work. So I'm going to add straight glue to the back of this. Doesn't have to be a lot of glue. It's just got to connect directly to the tarpaulin. And if you do that before the water hits the tarpaulin, you got a perfect bond. You can't ruin it. Well, you can't. Don't challenge me. You want to see me ruin it? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Speaking of the contributors to the channel, Sparky is a contributor. Sparky 107. He's got a blog. He makes videos. He vlogs about his building of a C&O railroad. His channel has everything you want. You got tragedy, you've got tears, You've got a flood. You've got buddies who come in and help you in your time of need. You look at Sparky's channel, holy smokes, and I'll bet you he gets 50 comments per video. He's part of a community that I will never, ever be able to... I don't think I've ever gotten 50 comments on a video. Well, what is it that you do, Spark? Am I not funny and looking enough? I think that's what it is. You don't have to tell me. Actually, don't. Woke up, got out of bed, dragged a comb across my head. So this is the bottom of a tuft. One of these ones that I cut the bottom off. I wanted to get the orange top, and all I got was the green bottom now. So we're going to use that. So for Digger Evans, Martin Wellberg lives just across the channel. And you really can't beat these products. Like, you can just slap these buggers down, and if... There goes the phone. My phone, not yours.
Call from Digger's home. Go in.
Okay, so we're getting close to the spot where I want to start adding dirt. Now, realistically, we should have added the dirt first, but you don't have to. It's not necessary. And I didn't plan on doing it the wrong way. However, but because I did do it the wrong way, I put down my grass before the dirt. I'm going to show you how I will challenge mucking up my grass. I'm an idiot. I thought I saw something fall out of the corner of my eye. But I also got a sty in my eye. So that happens. So this is my silt. I want to give it a name that people can... this is dirt that you get from... you get this dirt by washing rocks, really. That's the basic truth of the matter. You get the dirt and you wash the rocks. Like this looks like it's a rock. It's not. It's silt. And this stuff is the finest powder that you can get. It's finer than the stuff that you get from using the old lady's line. You know, her leotards or whatever. It's thinner than that stuff even. So I like to get a nice brush. I like to use it. I like to push the dirt into the road. And you know, we add glue to it sooner or later. But I like to get it into the road as much as possible. Now, if you're using Woodland Scenics ballast and stuff like that, it's not going to be the same technique. What I've got here is a real fine powder, and by hitting it onto the foam here, it's actually embedding itself into the pores. And when I hit the water onto it, it's stuck on the chair. It's on the chair here. I want to get my hand off onto the back so we don't get it everywhere. Okay, so the problem with adding water, though, is that you really can't touch it after you get water on it. It sticks to the foam. But if you start touching it, it starts clumping up a bit. However, it's too small of a road for me to really be able to put it down the way I've been liking to do it lately. So we're going to go the opposite route, because by dumping it on like this, we get the large chunks, because this powder really likes to stick to itself. And the only way to really get through this now is to soak it. And the more I soak it, the more it'll come apart. But I don't want to use full strength spray, because I'll spray everything all around everywhere. Let's get more light on the situation here. I want to take those little rocks and break them down into the dust. And I'm basically painting the foam with dust. Now, in the end here at this point, I really don't need to add glue to this dust, because it's really penetrating our foam in ways that it really can't battle against. So and the other thing is I don't want to add glue, because once it does start drying, I want to take the bigger pieces that will not break up and move them to the side of the road, because that's where the big pieces would be in the end. So we still haven't added any glue to the road. The only glue we've added is to the bottom of the tarpaulins and the bottom of the static grass. Looks like we've got about 10 people here. Please tell us where you're from. Get a shout out. If you got a channel name, we'll give your channel name a little bit of a shout out. Now it's okay that our glue's hitting water because it's touching the tarpaulin first. And that's the key to the operation here. You sneaky bugger! I'm using weld bond glue. If you add too much glue to the bottom of your plant, don't worry about it because it's going to turn clear. Which cannot be said for all glues. Now I recognize that weld bond isn't available everywhere. It is an American product that is available in Canada. It's from Frank T. Ross and Sons. But you know, it's a great product. If you don't have weld bond in your area, consider a glue that is fairly waterproof and is not susceptible, well, and is clear when it dries. We're gonna have a little bush of yellow loose strife. I'm gonna get back to the muck sheet. Let's get this thing cleared out. So now we got a big piece of white here. Let's throw this. Find a place to throw this. I'm gonna pull off this piece of hunk of glue and throw that on the ground. Now I'm using the grass tuff to cover the edge of the tarpaulin here so that if this spot's done, I could make this into a dirt path over here and everything would be fine. Okay, had the wrong monitor up there. I was not able to see what I'm doing. Make sure it's all going good. So yeah, now we're gonna use a bunch of this muck stuff to get from here to there. So we're going to use this glue. I'm going to put it down like this. I screwed that up. You can't really get, let's see, no. Now my bush ain't really sitting down properly, so we're gonna hold it down with this tool just like that, just to hold it into the glue. Just needs to get tacky, and there's a lot of water there, so it'll take a shake or two to pull off a big hunk here. Now the only reason I'm putting the glue straight on the foam for this instead of putting it on the bottom of the grass tufts is because the bottom of the grass tufts is already glue. And glue won't have a problem gluing to dry glue in any way whatsoever. Now, I'm not putting these pieces right beside each other. I'm putting them, spreading them out a bit. The ground foam is going to show through. And what I'm going to do tomorrow, after everything has properly cured and dried, is come back and sprinkle a wee bit of silt over top of it. Using a nice soft bristled brush. Have that silt fall down through to the ground. There's a number of ways to skin the cat of... You're not annoying me, buddy. I was making fun of your jokes earlier. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, if I'm not the target of somebody's joke, somebody else will be. I don't know if that made sense at all. So I hope you can see that. I hope you can see that everything's a little spread out. We're not doing everything real close to each other. I'm going to come in here with some of this good stuff that's not all mucked up. The way to get it off is you twist your plastic sheet Now this is going to stick out from the mucky grass because it's got a straight color on it. And the mucky grass has a bit of yellow up top. We'll come back and we'll grab some of this. Well, once again, this stuff is Martin Welberg's. Drop some down on the ground. I've got bad eyes. There's pretty much a toy store down on that floor. I'm scared shitless to go vacuum it. That bot message came in just for you there, Billy. So our yellow tufts will really show up in our menagerie of colors. Put that in my holster. Martin Welberg scenery and stuff, and the great thing, the best thing about this, I'm going to say it once, I'm going to say it twice, is that you can cut the stuff off the top, use the stuff on the bottom, it goes twice as far. Glad you understand, buddy. You're my favorite one. You always come out to the show. You always show up. You know, I gotta be nice to you, shan't I? That's a little. I look like I'm not an angel in any way whatsoever. Telling you, for real. Okay, let's do something interesting now. Let's get... Well, actually, looks like we've got to frame this out. So I don't want to make things square, so we're going to go... Yeah, that went down. I was going to get old. Here now. Once again, we got our tarp. We had the glue right to the back. Lost my mouse. to the toy store. There you go. So now we've got grass mat that's kind of green. We've got yellows and golds and olive greens and back to grass mat. You know, as we start moving up here, I'm probably going to use a bunch of tall stuff, full strength tall stuff. This yellow color is a really beautiful color. Here. I'm going to try to change the camera angle so maybe you guys can get a better view. Hope that works. Careful on those jokes, because you might make me think you're serious. Then I'll be like, oh, maybe I should stop. I look like the lap of confidence, but I really ain't. So along the bottom of this hill that's going up, we want to get a lot of really tall grasses. We want to hide the transition and have it not just look like a bush, but we want it to look wild, like it's never been hit with a lawnmower or people don't walk down it. And then up top here we'll put a couple of mats and tufts. Okay. I'm really running low on glue. So for stuff like this, we'll put this right into the hillside there. And we'll come back. We got some. This is the yellow stuff. We got some orange stuff that got stepped on. If it's getting stepped on, you got to pull it apart a little bit and spread it out. Get a piece of orange in there. We'll get in here with this nice green stuff. It's got a real nice top to it. So tomorrow evening, I got the suggestion. If you want to give me a suggestion, feel free to do so. in any of these live stream videos in the comments. You comment down below what you want to see. I had a gentleman ask for signs, and he looked like a new character. He was a new name, so. Hey John, how you doing? Hey, are you the gentleman who gave the suggestion for the signs? I was thinking about doing that tomorrow evening. So if John, if you're getting off of work at around if you're getting here around 10 o'clock, I could start around 10 o'clock. If that would suit you, if you're the right guy. I think you're a new name. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Oh, somebody suggested doing signs. And tomorrow, I'm going to do some work to get it together for the evening time. But we're going to do it around 10 o'clock because the old lady likes to watch Survivor. And it's really the only show we watch together. Just being honest. So as you can see, once we're cutting off this tall stuff, and we got this grass mat left on the bottom, which is this is the stuff. This is the poop. We got the wrong angle for this one. Put a couple of don't you dare. Now this stuff ain't grabbing too well on the ground, so I'm gonna have to hit it with water, which will allow the glue to capillary action. That was hiding a fart, all that talking there. Woo. Woo. There's one thing about technology we don't want to advance. Wow. I had to add the liquid scenic glue there because we want it to grab onto these static grass stems really. I'm going to add a bit more yellow around the bottom. I like to grab the bottom of these tall grasses and pull them apart because I don't like to touch the nice the hero section. Put a little bit of water on that, get everything come up. So we're just adding different colors, different consistencies. We want to have different textures, everything all blending together, all fighting for space. We got yellow pieces, we've got orange pieces. Let me get my mug out of the way there. Do we really need to see my mug? So the one thing we don't want to do with this right now is to try to get any scenic glue to go over the grass itself. I keep on hearing a truck outside, and I don't I don't like sitting here and not knowing who's out there. This has some nice orange stuff. We're going to cut this in 2 triangles. One triangle fell on the floor just because I love that to happen. That's one of my favorite things to happen, is when things fall on the floor. There we go. I moved it before you said something. Thanks for pointing that up, though, because if you just said it then or now, I would have just moved it now. But now it looks like we're doing everything on the fly. We're thinking. Beep, 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 boo. I dropped a piece on the floor. I got to pick it up. I need one of those bibs, don't I? Hey? Clip it to the bottom of the table, and when something drops, it's just right there. Now this is a little shoddy up here. Oh, Sparky's back. Spark! Hoff. Hoff. Sorry, Hoff. There once a nickname's made inside my head, I can't change. Spark. Yeah, we can't. We can only do so much with technology. I probably could get the chat lag down to almost instant if I just did the straight to the YouTube channel. And maybe we'll do that tomorrow night. We've got 10 people here. If there's anybody watching on the Ron Perry channel, Daily Motion, Vaughn Live TV, or Twitch TV, please speak up, because tomorrow night we might just stream straight to the Just Another Scale Modeler channel and just be done with it, and try to get this chat lag down to as small as possible. Okay, so everything's starting to move a lot on me right now. So we're going to have to weigh things down. I like to do it various ways. I kind of like to get something light. Like a tool. Not me. Not working yet. Okay. So I think tomorrow morning I'm going to make a how-to video. So there won't be a stream tomorrow morning. But tomorrow evening we'll do signs. I've got 2 signs to make for this structure. Hey! That's it. Hey Ron! How you doing? Welcome. If you have any ideas for the factory, I want to change the names. Maybe this could be a brewery, this could be a tavern. What should we call the tavern? What should we call the brewery? Cranky Brothers Brewery? I don't know. Biscuits House? I want to thank everybody who's watching. It really means a lot to me. It's I love to share my hobby. I don't do this to be famous. I don't do this to be popular. I break enough friendships, enough so that you probably know that I really don't care about that. I just care about sharing the craft. That's what it's about for me. I hope you like it. I want to thank the patron supporters who are watching. I want to make a plea to everybody else who's not a patron. The only thing that stops me from making videos is not having the supplies to do so. And I make every effort to get new and lesser known materials like Martin's scenery and stuff, and KC workshops buildings and stuff like that, and we figure out if they're good stuff or not. We figure it out together, and if I really screw it up, I start swearing about it, and then it's a pain in the ass. Once again, Martin Welberg's scenery supplies can be purchased from Scenery Express. It can also be purchased from a European store called Modelbahn or something like that. There, that's going to hold that down nicely. That's exactly the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Find something that weighs just enough to hold it down. We don't want to crush it. There's a little aluminum pin vise here. It's a little heavy. It's just enough to hold our yellow loose stripe in the glue. And then the scissors are holding it in place. Now there's a big chunk that goes up here that needs to be fixed up. But because we're at a transition point, we have to kind of leave it be. Looking good to me. So I usually stream for about 2 hours in the evening. We're running at around 1 hour and 48 minutes. Hoff's Hangout. Touche, dear sir. Yeah, I didn't even know how to spell the name. Now it's got a spelling. You know what that means, don't ya? I forgot your... You don't like Hoff. I forgot your name. I was doing the shout out for you. You asked me to do the shout out, and you know, I usually turn on these cameras unscripted, and I forgot your name. And then you came back and spelt it phonetically for me, and I still can't remember it really. I think it's Heinstein. Hint. You don't want me. I don't know where to stop. Spark. You know what my nickname is? Biscuit. So sometimes we get them and there's nothing we can do about it. You understand me? So there's a lot of time taken up in this modeling. I know I make these videos and I don't really put a meter on my time. Watching the chat as you guys hear me after the lag is hilarious. What was I gonna say? Hi Harry, welcome back. I'm digging a hole. This is my shovel. That's funny. Yeah, so I really don't put a timer on the amount of time that I model during the day, usually when I make these videos. So you're getting videos that, like the Old Bay District videos, were a half an hour long. but I sped up the videos times 2 and then cut them down on the front and the back. So there's kind of like 3 to 4 hours per video of modeling. And that's kind of the great thing about this live streaming thing. You really show people how long it takes you. And I've been building for a long, long, long time. So everybody got away in a kind of way. I know I'll be looking out for the underneath the. I had a buddy come over today, and he made me get the beer out. And look at this. It's just bottled this afternoon, and that's how clear it is. And when you bottle beer, it takes about 2 weeks for it to cure in the bottle. You get your yeast to fall to the bottom of the bottle, and it refines its taste. If I drank this right now, it would be a hard haul. Like I'd be drinking high alcohols, and those are kind of nasty. Those are the kinds of things that'll make you go blind. So if I wait 2 weeks, those high alcohols, they'll intermingle. The taste will come right out into real beer. If you leave your beer for about a month, holy crapola, it tastes fine. And the funny thing is usually when you buy beer in a can, it doesn't have the ability for its taste to change, because what's actually happening is the yeast is coming out of the beer, and that's the flavor agent. Well, it's the off flavor agent, really. And so that's why beers, you have bad batches and good batches, but also when you buy a commercial beer that has the yeast filtered out through a microfilter, you don't have the really good taste that comes out of this beer. Like, holy smokes. I'll never buy beer ever again if I can help it. The only time I ever buy beer is if there's no beer ready and I just jonesing for one, which, really doesn't happen all too often. So I'll get a 6-pack of cans, and that'll take me a couple of days to drink, but it's a thing. So I think we're pretty close to the end of this session. I don't really want to. You need another rack, and yeah, I need to put it in another carboy and rack it out again. But who wants to really wait for beer that long? Come on. Actually, you really can't rack the beer properly, Billy, because just before you bottle the beer, you add your corn sugars to it, so that you reactivate the yeast a little bit and more yeast grows in the bottle. And that's how you get your natural carbonation, is by adding a little bit more sugar. So re-racking to get more yeast out of the bottle is not effective, because you want a little bit of yeast in the bottle left, number one. And number two, that little bit of sugar that you're using to make the yeast makes more yeast. Having a clear bottle as it's bottled is really nice. Like, I've got a different kind of beer that has more malt in it. dry malt, and I put it in the green bottles, but it's nowhere near as clear. And in the bottom you can already see the yeast is starting to settle. And this other batch, no yeast in the bottom and as clear as a bell. So it's a fine art. The fine art. These bottles that are still murky are gonna take about a month in the bottle. But I'm not really a big drinker. It's just I only drink when I go on those shows where there's a bunch of people. I get nervous and I start drinking before the fact. I don't know. The funny story is if those guys would have I was asked to be the host of the show way back, and I think it was maybe 2014, spring 2014, maybe spring 2015 when they started, and I was asked to do the show first, the first host. And if I would have been the host, I'd never get nervous, because of being at the head of the table, having the expectation of controlling the flow is right up my alley, and I feel so comfortable doing that kind of thing. But when I'm a guest, I'm trying to pull back on the reins and keep myself from talking, because there's so many things to talk about. So there's two totally different dynamics. And when I'm holding on the reins, sitting there sipping my drink. And these are the things you really don't notice until after you've done it once or twice and built yourself a frickin' reputation. So yeah. There's that. So we're going to let this dry. The grass isn't fully come in. I'm going to put this to the side as it is. And we're going to let it dry for maybe 48 hours. And maybe Thursday night, we'll do some more. I'll have some more planned out. We'll get this side done. We'll do this side. And then we'll be able to do more work on the road. We still haven't added any glue to the road yet. And I want to show everybody what it looks like when it dries out. Using this silt is really beneficial for many reasons. It's just endless. But I think this is a good time to stop. There's yeah. So, yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream now. We've been going for 2 hours. I don't want them to go too long. I'm not really, gotta watch what I say. People think that I'm get disappointed. I'm not disappointed. The chat's not, we've got 8 viewers. I think it's a slow night. I think maybe something else is happening somewhere else, so we'll just let those guys have their thing if that's happening. And thanks for coming by. I'm gonna put my hand up like this so I can watch for the hand in the stream, and then I'll turn the stream off when I see that. Thanks for stopping by. Sparky, Billy Gorman, Ron Brights, Is it Brits or Brights? We have John Dilly. Hopefully I got your name right. If I screw up your name, give me a graphic of a finger. We had Harry Deals. Oh my god, we had Chris come in for a second. Chris was on from Ottawa. Amtrak and Southern Pacific Rail fan. Digger Evans from the UK. Thanks for stopping by. Harry Deals. Yeah. The only thing left to do is to say bye-bye.